Don't do this. Don't run to the window holding up a big old sign saying shoot me. I tried to do the tip that Rock had in one of his videos about throwing a stun or flash grenade through the windows. Instead, I failed and hit the wrong button and put up a claymore instead. Anyways, I'm Belloscorn, and this is my point of view. First thing I would love to do is to thank Rock for choosing me as the winner of the contest. There was a lot of good entries. If you haven't seen those entries or don't know what I'm talking about, visit Rock's channel. This is obviously mainly for my people that are my subscribers. Since this is going to be on Rock's channel, I'll be talking to them, and they more than likely already know about it. But tell a little bit about myself. I play on two gamer tags. I play on the Xbox, if you didn't know that. And Belloscorn and Road to Commander are my two gamer tags. I am 30 years old. I have a wife and two lovely, beautiful little girls. My wife is lovely and beautiful as well. I mean, after all, she does allow me to play this video game. I wanted to show something to you guys a little different, and the kind of setup that I chose to do was using one-man army on a bunch of different classes. I have a sniper rifle one-man army, I have a tar silenced, stopping power, I have an M16. What else do I got? I got what I'm using right now, which is the ACR silenced with hardline. I got an ACR cold-blooded class, and I use the class that most meets the need at the time of my environment. And as my environment changes, I swap in and out. Like right there is a prime example. I saw the jets come in, so I was going to switch to cold-blooded, but then I realized it was only a strike, not a Harrier, so I boarded out of it. They end up getting the Harrier, which will lead to a AC-130, which at that time I do switch to my cold-blooded class, so that I don't have to worry about it. I can just, you know, keep doing what I'm doing and move on. Now, obviously my shots, if I'm using some of the stopping power and switch to cold-blooded, I have to be aware of that, to know that I don't have the stopping power. But it works out pretty well. I spent about 2 games, the last 2 nights, working on some footage and of using this class setup. I got a lot of good games. This is the one that I've chosen to produce for you guys. In general, for high KD, kind of everything has to go right. I am not the greatest player. I don't get a 5 KD every game. I usually do go positive, unless it just isn't working out for whatever reason, like on headquarters or even demolition, where you have to get the objective and there's time limits and stuff. Then, you know, I will run more of a run and gun type setup maybe, and it does end up getting me killed quite a bit. Just kind of depends on the other setup of the other team. I want to talk a little bit about sniper rifles. I don't know if you guys have this issue. When I use a thermal, I get hit markers. I don't get kills. Now, obviously, every once in a while I do get a kill, but I would say 70 to 80% of the time, whenever I fire that thermal, I get hit markers. Now, I'm not the greatest sniper. I'll admit that right now. I am an probably average sniper. I can't quick scope, can't no scope unless they're right in front of my face. I just don't have the, I guess, the reflexes or the reaction time. since I am getting old man. But you know, it seems like once I throw a thermal sniper or thermal scope on a sniper, everything just kind of goes downhill. Now on my sniper one-man army class, I do use the intervention with the thermal because I just gotta get better at it, and you know, it just takes practice. And I'm not real for sure why I'm not good with the thermal. I don't know if it's because the body parts are harder to make out, and so you may be getting more arms or legs if they're crouched. I don't know what it is, but something with me and thermal just does not work out. And you know, as you see, that's my second host migration. Talk about nukes a little bit. I have gotten my 10 nukes on this prestige. I've probably gotten between 20 and 25 nukes. I was in a dry spell trying to get the last 2 on this prestige. Nothing seemed to work out. I'd get my chopper gun or AC-130 up in the air depending on what map we're on, and the host would dashboard out. Or we'd have a host migration and it would fail. Or I'd be 24-0 and get knifed from a lightweight commando dude. It just didn't seem to work. But I finally got it. The nuke is turned off. I'm not a huge fan of nukes anymore. I don't know. They just seem to go against a lot of the objective based games, which is what I play mostly. Now I will admit, whenever I was going for my 10, I would try to get a nuke on objective based games. I've got you know, headquarters, hardcore headquarters, demolition, and obviously ground war with domination. But if I had to do something that would interrupt it to win the game, I would do it most of the time. Now, if I was in my chopper gunner and only need 1 or 2 kills, obviously I'd play a lot more conservative. But you know, just setting back in, there'd be a prime example, setting back in A and launching new tubes to C or something like that, or sniper, just whatever, isn't really playing the game for what it's for. I have no problem with nukes and team deathmatch. I mean, I don't have a problem with nukes, I guess. If you want to do it, that's cool. You know, but like I say, mine's turned off. Probably won't turn it on unless I have a lot of requests for nukes. But most of my requests haven't been for nukes. They have been for, you know, just different setups. Like, I've had a couple requests for Desert Eagle, using nothing but that, and just a single not being akimboed. I've had a few requests for some akimbo action with like the UMPs or the G18s, which I love being akimboed. I really miss them, not having them on my classes when I was doing this. But you know, you gotta pick and choose, I guess, whenever you do that stuff. So I'll be getting some of that stuff up later. You know, if you like what you see, like my commentary and my gameplay, I invite you to visit my channel, subscribe. I was quite surprised at how many of Rock's subscribers actually subscribe to my channel. You know, you never know how active your subscription base really is. But his is pretty good following, and he said to jump, and they jumped. So you know, again, just thanks to Rock and to the guys and gals. So there were some gals in there that subscribe to my channel. The game is starting to wind down here. I do end up going 90, or not 90. That'd be nice if I went 90. 45 and 9. But most important thing to me is we did pull off the win. Winning is more important to me than my KD. Having a huge KD and still losing is okay, I guess, as long as you were trying to take part in the objective-based games, taking flags, capturing flags, defending flags. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you haven't checked out some of those other channels of the contests, please, I suggest that you do that as well. I'm Belloscorn, and that is my point of view.